Tripod, very important. Snacks for Droney, water shoes, Joanne's bag, very important snack bag, and my bag. Just crushed all the chicharron.
I get to drive first. Hey guys!
Hey everyone!
We are officially on the road, and today begins our series of daily vlogging. So we are extremely excited about this next adventure that we're going on. We've been looking forward to this for the longest time.
Since we started planning Mexico.
Yeah, basically.
The place we're going to is actually really popular with Mexican nationals, but not yet so popular with Americans or other nationalities.
So guys, the place that we are going to is actually, drum roll, just kidding, it's in the title. We will be heading to La Huasteca Potosina. So it's actually part of a larger region called La Huasteca, which is this diverse ecosystem that's made up of waterfalls and gorges, rivers and caves. Tons of things to do in this area. So the entire region of La Huasteca includes parts of Tamaulipas, San Luis Potosí, Querétaro, and a couple other different states, so it's huge. But we will be visiting La Huasteca Potosina, which is the San Luis Potosí side. So we have been on the road for about 2 hours. We did stop for lunch in a small town called Cerritos, but now we're back on the road and we have about 2.5 hours to go. It's a total of 3.5 hours from San Luis Potosí, so 2 hours left.
La Huasteca Potosina can be broken up into two different parts, the northern side and the southern side. We plan to make 2 trips out here, so this time around we're focusing on the northern side, and we have about 7 spots that we want to hit.
So we mapped it out, and let me run through that really fast with you guys just to show you kind of what the plan is for the next 4 days. We're starting in the northernmost part, which will be Cascada El Salto and Cascada El Salto El Meco, which are essentially in the same little region. And then we'll check into our Airbnb in El Naranjo. So that will be the first night, the first day. So that's where we're on our way to right now. And then the next morning, we'll wake up super early and head to Minas Viejas. After that, we'll drive down to Micos Waterfall. So that should wrap up our second day, and we'll check into our Airbnb in Ciudad Valles. So from Ciudad Valles, we should be able to make it out the next morning really early to explore Tamosopo Waterfall and then Puente de Dios. So that'll wrap up day 3. And then go back to Ciudad Valles for the night. And on day 4, before we head back to San Luis Potosí, we'll go to Tamor Waterfall. And that should be our 4 days in the northern region of La Huasteca Potosina.
So excited.
I know! Guys, we've been planning this for a while and we can't hold back our emotions. We're so excited! Okay, that's enough exciting.
Am I going straight still?
Oh yeah.
Someone is not the best co-pilot.
Sorry. Oh, pay attention to the maps, Joanne. So another great tip is to download your maps, guys, because you do lose service out here. So no cellular. Actually, I have 3G. Don't know how great it is, but over there we only had no service. So let's continue with this, guys. But before we start with all the adventuring, let's kind of break down some logistics for you.
So in today's video, we're going to go over some planning, some things we did to get ready to come, and most importantly, how to get here and how to rent a car in Mexico.
So let's jump into it. So first thing is how to get here. There are multiple options of how to get to La Huasteca Potosina. There are multiple tours running from San Luis Potosí, Querétaro, Mexico City. A lot of the big cities in the region take you to La Huasteca Potosina. So if you want a hassle-free option, tours are probably going to be your best bet. They take care of driving you down either to Ciudad Valles, where you'll be staying, or whatever hotel you'll be in. They cover the hotel. They organize all your excursions for the days, and it's essentially your best.
I think they even give you food, like some breakfast.
Yeah, that's included as well. Most of the packages that we saw. So if you want a hassle-free, more convenient option, that's probably going to be your best bet. But of course, that is going to get pretty pricey pretty fast.
And on the other end of the spectrum, the cheapest way to get here would be a bus. You can take a bus from San Luis Potosí, Querétaro, Mexico City, all to Ciudad Valles, the central hub. And then you can kind of figure out transportation from there. I know there are some local buses there that will take you to some of the spots. And then there's some taxis. And again, that can get pretty pricey too. But you would have to figure out your own transportation while you're there. Or if you want, there's tons of tour operators there. So maybe getting there by bus and then trying to book something while you're there, that's another option too.
Yeah. Or you can do like we did and rent your own car. So not only do we not want to worry about transportation, we also really enjoy going at our own pace when we do these kinds of trips. We like being in control of our schedule and modifying it or changing it.
Taking photos.
Yeah. We usually spend a lot of time getting content, so either taking photos or recording for the vlog. So we don't want to slow people down with the tour group, and renting a car just seemed like the better option for us, especially our mode of traveling. So if you're like us, probably rent a car. So let's go ahead and start talking about renting a car in Mexico.
Oof. On the surface, renting a car does seem really cheap and easy, but that's not always the case. It started off pretty promising. We searched the internet for all the car rental companies in San Luis Potosí and got quotes from them, and we ended up finding Ace Rent a Car for $24 for a whole week, which was like, whoa. But of course, that was too good to be true.
Alright guys, so it's not going the way we planned. Like always, we do the reservation online, but then when we arrive, you need to take the insurance. So yeah, it's coming out to a total of about $116, $17. Yeah, so we'll let you know how it goes in the service and what car we get. But stay tuned, guys. We're gonna call this one the Silver Surfer. Alright guys, so we are officially in our car. Eyes on the road, Joanne. But yeah, the process itself is pretty straightforward. It just sucks that you really can't decline insurance coverage here in Mexico. Major US credit cards usually cover insurance on rental vehicles, but can't do that in Mexico, unfortunately. So we had to get what was their most basic package, which covered third-party liability, medical charges, I think.
And all that car rental jazz.
Yes, they said a bunch of stuff that it covers. So we're covered for a lot of things: 24-hour service, replacement of vehicles. Am I going straight still? Yeah. So it covers all that. Better safe than sorry. But most importantly, guys, double check your car when they're giving you the keys. They seemed to be very stickler with this car. They literally were marking every single little scratch, nick, paint chip. So make sure you're very, very aware of it, and then walk through the car, walk around the car with them, making sure they're writing it on the little picture of the car. Just make sure that you're very thorough so that they don't charge you with a little scratch when you return the car. So yeah, now we have our good old car. Continue on with the story.
And now we're here, driving this beautiful piece of machinery. And so, since we've decided to drive ourselves, now we gotta worry about accommodation.
So we did some research, and after we mapped out our entire plan, decided on staying one night in El Naranjo and then the other 2 nights in Ciudad Valles. We went back and forth between hotels or Airbnbs, but you know we love our Airbnbs. So we opted to book 1 night in El Naranjo for about $53, and then 2 nights in Ciudad Valles for another $50 for the 2 nights. So there seems to be a lot more options in Ciudad Valles. So that's why a lot of people recommend staying in Ciudad Valles, because you'll get your options of either hotels or Airbnbs. If you book a stay in El Naranjo, you might not have as many options. I think for hotels there were only a few options, but there were some Airbnbs. So you definitely want to make sure, if you're staying in El Naranjo, to book with plenty of time. 2 nights before might not have been the best idea for us. We literally booked them 2 days ago. but we still managed to find some pretty nice places, so we're pretty excited to see what they're about, and you'll see the results of that in the next couple of videos. But yeah, that is our accommodation with Airbnb. If you never used Airbnb, you can use our link below to get yourself a discount, and it'll give us a little kickback as well, so everyone wins. If not, we will link our Airbnbs in our other videos when we check into them, so you guys can check those out and see if it's a place you'd like to stay.
So since we tend to leave everything for the last minute, yesterday was spent running around town. First, we upgraded our swimwear.
So we put a lot of wear and tear on our swimsuits, so I think it's about time we get some new swimsuits. So we came here to one of the mega malls, shopping centers. We'll see what we can find. Let's go. We thought that was going to be a complete bust, but in the last store we walked into, we managed to find some pretty nice stuff. Javi had found some trunks for like $15, and my swimsuit, a one piece, came out to like $25. Not too shabby.
Then we had to gather some essentials like sunblock, bug spray, and water shoes, which are highly recommended.
Yes. Bugs tend to eat you alive out there, and you just walk through a lot of rivers and waterfalls, so water shoes, guys. Maybe you don't need them. We'll let you know. And you know, in true Javi and Joe fashion, we were waiting till the last minute to pack, so we literally were packing between our classes last night. We had classes from about 6:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. and we found time midway through to pack our suitcases. And then even this morning we were still throwing things together and packing up some last minute things in true Javi and Joe fashion.
We tried to be on the road by 9, but we had to stop at Starbucks to get the next video uploaded, which is up now, by the way.
Yeah,
you should go check it out. San Miguel de Allende, cost of living. We got the video uploaded, and now we're here, about 2.5 hours and 2-hour trip. And just to comment on the roads really quick, the drive so far seems really easy. We followed the GPS. Like Joanne said earlier, make sure to download the offline maps. But other than that, it's really just been 2 main roads from San Luis Potosi, and then we made a right somewhere.
Yeah, so it's basically the main highway, straight on that road for a good, what, hour and a half?
Yeah, the directions are pretty clear on Google Maps.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty straight highway initially, and then once you make that right, the roads do get very windy, so just take it carefully.
But now we're on a straight strip again.
Yeah. And the roads themselves, they're really well paved, so you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, we read somewhere that the conditions weren't that great, but from what we've seen, we haven't had any problems yet. So guys, that is our basic plan and a little bit of information on how to prepare yourself. So the next couple of vlogs are just going to be adventure. We are so excited, guys. You have no idea. I don't know how many times we can say how excited we are. So yeah, the next couple of vlogs will be pure adventure and visiting every single site, or as many as we can in the time that we have, and hopefully laying out a great roadmap for you guys and just showing you how great of an area it is. A lot of people need to see what the rest of Mexico already knows.
So we're going to be trying our best to post daily, so you're really caught up to our daily experiences, but that's all going to depend on Wi-Fi.
So if for some reason that falls behind, we are going to be posting daily on our Instagram account, so you can go follow that one. It's at Javi and Joe on the go. We do post on our stories a lot there, so go check that out. That's exciting. So guys, that does wrap up today's vlog. We'll see you in the next one, starting with Cascada El Salto. You know the drill.
Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.
Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we post.
Which will be daily in the next couple of days. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.